Hello and welcome to another edition of Mr. Basile Explains Shakespeare. So we are going to be looking at Act 4, Scene 2, and we're going to start with line 27. Okay, as you can see I already have it pulled up on the screen, so I'm ready. Why aren't you? You might want to pause it to find the page. Okay, now, "How now, my headstrong, where have you been gadding?" says Lord Capulet to Juliet. And this is, of course, after she's already gone over the whole plan with the friar. So her response is, where I have learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and am enjoined by holy Lawrence to fall prostrate here and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you, henceforward I am ever ruled by you. Well, that's exactly what Dad had wanted, for her to just listen to him and do exactly what he says, which is, of course, marry Lord Paris, which she had her whole issue with before, which we explained in a previous episode. So anyway, Capulet says, "Send for the county, go tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning," which is a whole day in advance of what the previous plan was, which of course throws a kink in the plans, but we'll get to that in a different lecture. Right now, let's focus on these lines coming up here, which is the whole point of this lecture. "I met the youthful lord at Lawrence's cell," says Juliet, "and gave him what becomed love I might, not step o'er the bounds of modesty." So she's not stepping over the bounds of modesty. It's interesting because she gave him whatever love she might be able to give him. Now this is what makes this line so beautiful and so interesting, because it has, once again, this double meaning. As so often do these words that Juliet and Romeo have whenever they're speaking with somebody about love that isn't themselves. There's always some sort of double meaning to it. They're always cloaking or hiding their love like they have to during the daylight, where at night when they're together, their love can reign free. And so when we look at it here, it says, "I met the youthful lord at Lawrence's cell." Okay, no double meanings there. "And gave him what becomed love I might, not stepping over the bounds of modesty." So she's referencing when she spoke to him and said, "That may be true, sir, when I may be a wife." Which, of course, she was already a wife. She's speaking to Paris, and she's talking about her love for Romeo, and at the same time distracting Paris from the fact that she is actually talking about that, where she and the friar both know she's talking about her love for Romeo. Paris thinks he loves her. It's a beautiful little, odd man out sequence there. And yet again, here, Capulet is the odd man out now, because he doesn't understand that she's not really giving love to him. She merely acknowledged him, said what she could say, at the whole, but keep in mind, this is still keeping within the bounds of modesty. She's doing what a married woman should do, not give love to somebody else. So it's interesting because you have this funny sequence where somebody is doing what they're supposed to do, but doing it secretly, because in theory it's wrong. All right, well, I hope that line makes a little more sense, and happy reading. See you later.